You're listening to the Coffee Hour. I'm Andy Bates. We are at the LCMS National Youth Gathering in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and had the chance this week to record and visit with a number of people from around the globe, including students and some of the organizations represented here at the National Youth Gathering in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Right now I have the opportunity to sit down with the Reverend Dinku Bato of Lutheran Heritage Foundation. Pastor Bato, thank you so much for being my guest today.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me about the work that you get to do with Lutheran Heritage Foundation.
Yeah, Lutheran Heritage Foundation is an organization that has been established 25 years ago in Russia to help people understand their Bibles, which wasn't a possibility for them because of the Iron Curtain. But after the fall of the Iron Curtain, missionaries got a chance, and LHF also started translating the Bible, the Lutheran materials like Small Catechism and others. And now I'm working for LHF in Africa. Therefore, 20 countries are being served by LHF, and my responsibility is helping the independent translators in these countries, supervising, consulting, like a project manager. Yeah.
What have been some of the projects that you've been working on recently to bring materials and the good news of Jesus to people around the world?
Yeah, thank you. The materials that I've been working on is like Small Catechism in Oromo. And Oromo is one of the largest language in Ethiopia. Mm-hmm. About 40 million people speak that. And Child's Bible Garden, Bible Stories, Garden of Bible Stories in Oromo recently. And also one in Kunama, Small Catechism. Kunama is a language that's spoken by people in Eritrea. They speak Tigrinya, but Kunama is a different tribe, and that is the most recent language that we've been working with. And we are printing that very soon. Yeah.
Tell me about, share with me a story where you've had the opportunity to see these resources being received and being used. Share with me some stories where you've seen that happen.
Yes, I got recently, I visited Africa, 2 countries, Kenya and South Sudan. And in South Sudan especially, I have been visiting a seminary that we are supporting, the Yambio. And most of the materials they are using there are the materials that we have translated. English is not a language that they speak there. Therefore, they are very appreciative of the materials like the Small Catechism with explanation that they are using to study their own Bible. And also, I visited Sunday schools. Most of the kids are sitting without any material. It's only their teachers that has a Bible, and now we are supporting them with, supplying them with the Child's Garden of Bible Stories, and the kids have that books for the first time in their life. That is the first book they probably have in life, and I can't tell you how happy they were. Therefore, it is sometimes substituting their teachers in large classes where they don't have even Sunday school teachers. They just use that books, to study from. Therefore, the books are helping like a teacher. And Small Catechism, even in some of the African countries I visited and the country I came from, the pastors even can't, cover 2-3 congregations because they don't have enough pastors to cover all those congregations. Therefore, confirmation classes sometimes are using these small catechisms that we're providing as a teacher in the absence of a pastor who's teaching confirmation classes. Yeah.
Tell me about the great need for these resources. You've expressed that quite a bit already, that many of them haven't had, these children that you're serving, haven't had books before. This is their first book to receive. Paint a picture for us to help us, especially those of us here in the United States, understand the great need for resources like this. That they're, we live in abundance when it comes to books and educational materials. Help us understand that.
Yes,
difference.
Yeah, people are coming to Christ, in large numbers in Africa, people share their stories, faith stories. That's an oral culture. Therefore, and the public-private dichotomy is not that big there. People share what happens in their life, faith-wise, and in daily life, in a marketplace or anywhere. And it is sometimes difficult for a new Christian to read his Bible and understand those 100 pages. Then they need something that help them understand, like the Ethiopian eunuch that was reading a Bible, Isaiah 53, but he couldn't understand it until Philip came and said, "Do you understand what you read?" And he said, "How can I without someone explaining it to me?" That's what we're trying to do by providing these books like Small Catechism that can explain to a young convert who can't understand those 100 pages of a Bible, but in a simple way, what is this? Like Luther is asking, and he explains it in that small book. Therefore, we will try to help them that way, and it's making a big difference in their life. And they're saying this is miraculous. It looks little, but changes big thing in their lives. Yeah.
So being here at the LCMS National Youth Gathering, nearly 20 to 22,000 youth here at the National Youth Gathering, who have you had to meet, who have you had the opportunity to meet, and what are you learning about the youth as you're interacting with them here at the gathering?
I am overwhelmed by the energy that the youth have, and when we're telling them what we're doing, and we are now promoting Child's Garden of Bible Stories in different languages, more than 90 languages that we're translating into and sending them to these 90 countries we are serving. And we are asking them to write a simple message that we are going to put on the books that we're sending. And the kids, they are, now we almost have more than 5,000 notes that they already note. Therefore, I am overwhelmed and excited by the energy that these young people, and I already saw a future for this country. Future, they are missionaries. These people have a heart for, the world mission and a mission in their own country. And I met different people from different nations, from even Eritrea, my neighbor, and from Ghana, from various parts of Asia. Therefore, we connected, and that is a place to connect and a great place to do mission also. Yeah. Yeah.
What are so you've seen the energy from all the youth here, and they're responding to the opportunity to encourage children in other parts of the world with these books. Tell me more about future projects and where Lutheran Heritage Foundation is going. Do you have any idea? You mentioned the number of projects. What was it, 90 different languages?
Yes.
For this one book?
Yeah.
So where are the greatest needs? Where do we need to be going in the future as well?
Yeah, in the two-third world where Christianity is growing, unfortunately the number of pastors and Sunday school teachers is not growing proportionally. Therefore, we want to go to these places with our books, at least putting those books in the hands of the kids and the confirmants, and also pastors who are preparing, who didn't get a chance to go to the seminary, but preparing for ministry by putting the Book of Concord in their hands, and the confirmant putting the Small Catechism with explanation in their hands, and for kids, this Child's Garden of Bible Stories. Therefore, this will help. It's not replacing the place of a teacher, a pastor, but at least it will serve. Christianity is growing geometrically, but the number of pastors is kind of, arithmetic growth. Therefore, we are trying to fill that gap, at least by our books that we translate, publish, distribute, and introduce.
What are the needs today? What does it take to be able to provide those resources to children around the world?
Yeah, for instance, to publish the Child's Garden of Bible Stories, it takes probably $5. We usually print it in Thailand, Bangkok, because it is a little bit cheaper and also easier to send it to most of the African countries and Asian countries. Therefore, for $5, we can print the Child's Garden of Bible Stories, and send it to where they are. Yeah, that's an example. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yep.
So the students here at the LCMS National Youth Gathering are writing notes of encouragement. Other ways that they're learning about, what is their response as they learn about the work that you're doing?
There are kids who asked me even that question, what can I do? Mm-hmm. And I was referring to our website, voluntary opportunities and prayer opportunities. And also, there are many ways, and they can pray for us, and they can also donate, and so that we can publish books. Every donation goes directly to a place that is needed, and people can donate to a specific country that they have, a burden for. Yeah.
My guest today, the Reverend Dinku Bato. He is with the Lutheran Heritage Foundation, helping bring that good news of Jesus, those great resources, those gospel-centered resources to people around the world in their language. Pastor Bato, thank you so much for being my guest on the Coffee Hour.
Thank you so much for having me today. Thank you.
The Coffee Hour with Andy and Sarah is a production of KFUO, the listener-supported broadcast ministry of the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod. To support the Coffee Hour and KFUO Radio, visit kfuo.org or text KFUO to 41444. KFUO, Christ for you, anytime, anywhere.